How's it going, guys? So I want to give my kind of 3 cents about a particular guitar that is the Sire S7 in SS configuration. Absolutely gorgeous guitar, very beautiful. In terms of build quality, they definitely try to squeeze the maximum amount of additional features into a guitar that's priced in $600 to $700 price range, and that's pretty amazing. Okay, so some of the highlights that I want to go through, and then I want to give you the reason why I'm treating this guitar for a different guitar. We're gonna just go through hardware features very quickly. Okay, again, absolutely beautiful, gorgeous roasted maple fingerboard. Okay, there's no denying this fingerboard is beautiful and it's very, very comfortable to play on. I love this like silver lined text. It's just so nicely integrated into the gloss coating. Makes this guitar looks like a well designed, thoughtfully designed modern take on a Fender Stratocaster. Okay. And everything else, I even believe that even the shapes or everything else is interchangeable with a Fender if you decide to keep the shape of the guitar and maybe change some of the features on the cover. Okay, we'll talk about that later. So what do you get for $650? You get a very good quality locking tuner. Okay, those tuners, again, they're not branded. However, it's locking. And I think for all electric guitars, you definitely need a locking tuner, especially one with a tremolo integrated. And when I talk about those modern elements, the tremolo is a 2-point, which is a very highly welcomed, I guess, upgrade from the traditional 6-point 6-screw Fender design. Okay, those work so much better, much easier to adjust. And it's also modern, and a lot of parts are replaceable as well. If you want to go, aftermarket even further, your choice. Fingerboard is gloss painted. Does it affect the play? Not really. It looks really nice. However, I think for some players that are like very heavy on playing daily for hours, you might not want a glossy board because you will wear out those paints very soon. And then you're gonna have areas that's gonna be exposed and not glossy anymore. But those glossy like paint very nicely reflects the old Fender designs, and they work. It's very smooth and easy to glide. Okay, those pearl inlays, beautiful, but I kind of wish it's more of a legible color so it's easier to see. But it definitely looks high end. Okay, and roasted maple neck, I think I already mentioned it. The back is also very well welcomed design. Very nice satin coating that's super, super easy to glide. Okay, I have extremely sweaty hands. Like I play after 5 minutes, my hands are super sweaty. With a glossy neck, it's always very hard for me to continue and enjoy. But those kind of like satin coating, I love it. It works fantastic. And this is a classic C shape. Okay, classic C shape. Very comfortable, gives your hand something to hold on to, something to grip. If you like more chunky kind of a neck feeling, this guitar is a great choice. Okay, and again, this is not rosewood or anything. This is just maple roasted at a higher temperature and then cooled. So it kind of looks, the color got much more darker compared to if you just naturally have the maple age. It gets to a darker orange color, but this is way darker because of the high temperature roasting. The back, I want to comment because they really thought about reducing or making the reach of the higher frets easier. So this angle is slanted and machined at an angle. Okay, so it's not like a giant wooden piece that makes reaching those frets really hard. It's angled. It's, even though this is not curved, it's still much easier to reach those higher frets at the low strings over there on the other side. So definitely a welcome addition. And kudos to Sire for including this feature for a $650 guitar. Okay, very comfortable carving as well. And again, your beautiful ergonomically shaped I don't know how do you call this area, the waist area over here. It's beautifully shaped. You can see the curve. Now this whole guitar is designed to be extremely comfortable to play, and I have no doubt about it. It's very comfortable to play. I love holding this guitar in my lap. None of my body parts are hurting. My hands are very comfortable. My legs are very comfortable, and my arms are very comfortable, even holding this for a long time. Okay, and again, this back plate just beautiful, beautiful. Okay, compared to the Fender Player series, that the back plate on the Fender is definitely not up to this kind of nice design standards for the same price. Okay, and another thing to notice is they even polished the edge of the back cover as well as the front cover. Now this front cover is also, again, beautiful three-tone design, very nicely polished. Okay, very nicely polished. And so we've already gone through most of the hardware features. And again, I absolutely have no complaint about this $600 guitar in terms of hardware. Okay, knobs, comfortable, nice try on the vintage look, but it doesn't look as vintage as like a naturally aged kind of more less transparent looking plastic that's kind of yellowed. But this one, it just looks like a yellow painted knob. So nice try. Okay, nice try. And so is the pickup. The pickups looks a little more real vintage looking, but those knobs definitely doesn't look as vintage as the real ones. Now, we went through the hardware. This guitar is about 8 pounds, give or take, like 0.3 ounce. I can't complain about hardware. Now, the tones. That's the reason I want to trade this guitar for a different one, because I have a similar guitar over here. I have a G&L Tribute Legacy Tribute, and this is a Korean-made guitar, kind of fairly vintage and extremely chunky when compared to chunky and bulky. Look at those thick neck profile. Okay, and it just doesn't look as good as a Sire at all. Okay, but I play this guitar more as far as strat goes. Why? Because the tone on the G&L, I think, is more pleasing to my personal taste. The G&L, even though the ergonomics is not as good, there's no rolled fingerboard. It's very harsh to play. The hand actually gets less comfortable. The satin neck is definitely not as nicely finished as the Sire over there. But I still play this guitar more. Why? Just because this guitar's sound actually is more pleasing to my ear. Okay, so again, I think it comes to a point as to really the ergonomics of the guitar is an important aspect, I guess, when it comes to the design of the guitar. And on that front, Sire definitely delivered. Okay, there are visual giveaways that they try to make this guitar like a $1,500 guitar, but it's not, because there are some polishing marks, close to the edge, and there are naturally some scratches come straight from the factory. Okay, straight from the factory. There's dings and scratches. I'm not gonna really complain about that. Those, I just say they did a nice job for $650. Okay, amazing value. When it comes to the tone, I have a tone comparison in another video. I'll actually post the link on the top right corner. So if you click that, you can immediately go here about the tone differences between this one and the G&L, and have a hear personally and see if actually this is a tone that you like. If it's not a tone you like, and you don't mind about the sound of this guitar, and you kind of like the sound of this guitar, by all means, I think this is a great value for $650. Okay, brand new, extremely great value. However, if you listen to my video and you think the tone is not to your liking, you might want to look away and maybe actually spend money and get an actual Fender. A Fender player is at the same price range. It doesn't have any fancy features. The neck are not as nice. Frets are not polished. There's no rolled edge. But the Fender's tone, the Fender's pickup, is going to sound more like the original Fender, or what those pickups are supposed to be sound, okay? Again, according to Fender standards. And personally, I do like those pickups produced, or the tones that's closer to the Fender single coil pickups, because they just sound nice to my ear. And in terms of Sire, it's a more high-pitched, more glassy sound that I personally just do not like. If you use a tube amp, it's even harder to change those tones, okay? However, you might be able to work around with using a multi-effects media processor. Then the tone actually really doesn't matter that much, because anything you're plugging there, basically they're converting the signals into some other tones that you might like. Or you can even do a customized IR load and get a completely different sound out of the original tone compared to if you're using one of those traditional tube amps, okay? So that is my take on the Sire S7. Hardware and build-wise, absolutely no complaint. Fantastic guitar, easy to play around. If you do watch some of the videos of other players who owns a Sire and gives honest opinions, not the reviewers, okay? The actual players. I'm a beginner player, and I picked up this guitar. I loved it. I loved the ergonomics. I just cannot get over the tone. I personally do not like the tone. So I think the tone is kind of important, and that is why I have two strats. I'm gonna get rid of one strat and maybe just get something else, just to have fun, okay? Because I already have one that I know, the tone that I like. Not as nice to play on the board. However, I do have a Mariposa by Sterling that is very comfortable to play on and sounds quite different. So I do have my own options when it comes to guitar choices. If you only can have one guitar, then you really need to take both sound and the ergonomics into consideration, okay? So that's my opinion. If you guys have any questions about the Sire guitar in general, I'll try my best to answer, but keep in mind, this is my last video with the Sire. I'm gonna be treating it for a PRS SE Custom with a humbucker setup locally, okay? So guitar trading is fun, and I love doing that, and different people will get to taste and try different guitars, and maybe they'll find the perfect match for them after the trade. You never know, and that's why it's fun to trade your guitars locally, okay? So I'll try my best to answer your questions, but no guarantee after I sell the guitar. But any other guitar that you see in this video, the G&L Legacy Tribute, or the Mariposa, or my beautiful Alvarez Yari acoustic guitar, and again, really fun to play on, but your hand really is gonna hurt a lot more when you're playing acoustic guitars, okay? So, but thanks again, guys, for watching my video. I'll have more, guitar-related videos coming out for you guys. So make sure to subscribe and hit the like button if you think this video is helpful. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.